Hi, this is Claire again with the English version of the video. I have chosen a little bit of kitsch, of course, first of Advent. Yes, and this year is, it's a difficult year. Last year was difficult, and in my friends and family and all of them in my surroundings, they are like, hey, we will have a very good year or a good Christmas time. We will do our best to make it cozy and nice and gemütlich, as we say in German. So this is similar to cozy. And yes, we will do everything as good and as beautiful as possible in these difficult times. So I wanted a little bit of kitsch in this video too. And for the tarot cards, I've chosen the Modern Witch Tarot. It's available in English too. It comes from the English speaking community. So this is a German version of the deck. You might know it. Yes, it's one of the big cards in or decks right now. Yes, and I have already drawn the cards in the German version. So yes, we had the Devil last time. That was the card where everybody looks like oh. And this is a 10 of Swords this time. So we will have we have another card like this. We have another very ambivalent card. And yes, we had it some weeks ago, I think. We already had it. So it is again the card of letting go, of re-signing. I don't put my sign under this anymore. So this is a card of letting go. It is a harsh card. The swords, of course, they do not look friendly. They hurt. But she somehow seems to be like doing different things. She is watching her phone. So this is like there are problems. Things are pressuring me, but I find a way out of it with doing something different, just doing something different. But this is no solution. Yeah, you see? So you should look at the swords, and it can be painful. Of course it can be. As I have said in the German version, you might know Pema Chodron, the Buddhist nun. It's a famous writer. And her books are very well known in Germany too. So she has helped millions of people, and she is one of the great souls to me of this time, helping people find their way through life and through difficulties. And in one of her books, or in, I think in more than just one, but in one especially, she describes Shenpa. This is a Buddhist phenomenon of biting the hook, so to say. It means like the things where you are catched very easily, the things where people can easily push your bottoms and things like that. So this is Shenpa, where you will immediately always go into the same trap, yeah, because it's difficult for you to resist and to behave in a different way. So this card is really about letting go, and this is difficult. It always sounds so easy because, of course, when you let go, there is much of relief, and then you can start like a new life, so to say. Because the 10, when we think about number and symbolism, the 10 is always the last and the highest number here in tarot. So it also means a moment of letting go. It means a moment where you end something and the way becomes free for new things. Yeah, there will be new possibilities. You have more room in your life, more space for new things. But first you have to go through this. And here also ego comes in. Yeah, it is often difficult to, to see the truth and to face it and to let go of what is difficult. And these can be so many situations in life. I know this from my own life too. I have said it also in the German version of the video. These can be small things where you always think, I can't do this. It's not possible. Yeah. For example, I had something when I read a book from an Ayurveda therapist, and she had this beautiful hint for everyday life, that when you come to your home after your work, you picked up the kids, you did the groceries and everything, and then you come home, and it is like, oh, I have to rush again. Oh my God, the household is looking terrible, so to say, and I have to put dinner on the table, and. And she had a hint for mostly women, but also for the men. When you come home, no matter what, please take some time for yourself. Have a little break, have a little tea or a coffee, just like 15 minutes or something like that. And then go on. But please have this break. It's very important for your energy level or your energy household, so to say. Yes, and I was like, this is not possible. I have to do this and that and that. And then I thought about it, well, when she writes about this, and she is a very well-known therapist in Germany, well, then maybe some people have already changed this successfully. So why shouldn't I be capable of it? And so I changed it. I resist to have a look at my household, so to say. And I take this break, and even the children or child is happy. Yes, nice break with mommy. Mommy is not rushing through the household like a fury, or like how you can say in English, like a tarantula, so to say. She's having a break. She's in a good mood. So yes, things are changeable, and this is just a small example from everyday life, but often we think this is not possible, I cannot change it, or we are trying to escape through mediums like a cell phone, through the internet, through things that bring our mind to other topics, but we don't have a solution for the real matter at hand. So it's easy to be swept away by all the possibilities to think about something different, so to say, and not to focus on what you really need to let go. And of course, we are human, and I have already stated this in previous videos, I'm not a big fan of things like becoming the best version of yourself or something like that, because this always implies that you are missing something, that you are not good as you are. And to me, the feeling of being somehow inferior will not lead to good things in your life. Yeah, it will not be a positive force, so to say. It will just be, oh, I have to do something, so I'm not so such a failure. So somehow I think so. I think we should have in mind that we are just human beings with all the flaws that come with it. And for example, when you are a little control freak or something like that, it will be difficult for you to put out all these sorts at once. Do it in small steps. It is, when you know the books from Pema Chodron, it is like beginning again and again and again. This is just what life is, and this does not mean that we are failures or that we are not reaching any goals or something like that. It is just like this, because everyone has things going on. We always see just the top of the iceberg with every person. So it's easy, especially in the age of social media, of everything like that, where everyone just shows its, as we call this in German, its chocolate side, so to say. Yes, of course, you only see the chocolate sides of people, but there is so much more going on in their lives. And often, especially also successful people in social media, their real life looks whole different. Yeah, why are so many celebrities taking drugs or drink or something, have alcohol abuse problems? Yeah, because this life is so beautiful and there are no problems? I don't think so. So let's face it, we are humans, and pick out these sorts bit by bit. Yeah, try not to resist, and really try to give up. And it is so difficult because Shenpa, yes, we want to grip things, we want to rely on things also. It's easy to go on the same ways again and again. It gives us security, even if it means that it's not good for us. Yeah, people love security so much that they really resist change, real change. And this is also just human, because when you somehow see it just like symbolic, not with the emotions that this picture evokes, but when you see just the symbol, it is also about grounding. It's extremely grounding, this card, yeah, in a way. So when we want to put everything about this card together, try to let go, try to have a different look at things. Think about my little break in the afternoon or in the evening. It is possible to change so many things where you at first think, no, this is not possible, I have to rush, I have to do so many things, yeah? And then you see, well, this lovely little break is like heaven and everything is better and I still get my jobs done, yeah? So much is possible if we allow it, if we give it a chance and if we try. And sometimes we fail, sometimes it's not so good, sometimes we need a different version of doing things. Yes, everything is good, but please just at first start trying, start to pick out or to put out, I don't know how you say in English, to get out these sorts bit by bit or all at once. but have in mind that you are a human being. And to me, it's always better to go step by step. Everyone, of course, everyone is different. But when I do a big reset in my life or something like that, chances are very good that 2 weeks later, everything is the same again. Yeah, because you have this major energy, you have this push, and you do this, but it has no foundation in real life. So sometimes it's better to go in small steps, but to have something that lasts afterward. Yeah, so you get used to the new status you are living, so to say. Yes, so this is a 10 of Swords. It's a very inspiring card. I know it looks painful at first and like a card you want to avoid at all costs. But if you see it more like a homework than like a fate, so to say, then it really becomes interesting, and it's a card. I know it looks painful, but it's a card of many possibilities. Many good things can arise from that because it's a 10. The 10 is an ending. When you go through this, a new beginning will appear. Yeah, so this is like an ending point of a sentence, and then a new sentence will start, to say it in a picture. Yeah, so the 9 of Cups in the middle is much more soft. It's much more easygoing from its energy. We had it last week. It's having healthy boundaries, but it's also about all these chalices. Your banquet is full. Everything is nice, but you are in your middle, as we say this in German. You are centered, you are grounded, and it's also about, to me, this card is also about keeping your energy to yourself. Do not giving it too much to other people. Do not be too much influenced, because as I have said it, other people are like icebergs. Yeah, you see the top, but you do not see everything that is beneath the surface of the water, and this is a big part, so to say, because sometimes we tend to take on the emotions of other people too much. Sometimes we take things too personal. Yeah. And the major thing can be, for example, with this card, that you say, I let your things with you. Yeah, this is a very simple sentence, but when you really practice it, it makes a lot of things easier. Yeah, because when you take everything so personal, many things, in fact, they do say something about the person and not about you. Yeah, everyone has his or her, how you want to say, stories going on, and of most of them you don't know. Yeah, don't take things personal. Have your healthy boundaries, so to say. Yes, don't let people in too much emotionally. We are at the Cups, these are emotions, because sometimes it's like a color, that the color of the people, is to say it in the picture, becomes your color, but it is not your true color, so to say. It just jumped onto you, so to say, and it's not what you are feeling, for example. So this is easy, sometimes easier said than done, because emotional people or intuitive people, they easily tend to pick up energies from other people. So this is really important, and if you need some practical help with this, and you are like a stone person, so to say, not everyone gets along well with stones, but some people, they really have a good energy exchange with them, so to say, then go for black stones, like smoky quartz is very good. You could use black tourmaline. You could use shungite. I don't know if it's very popular in your region, but shungite is like a heyday stone, so to say, in Europe right now, and it's like a kind of coal, so to say, and it's really grounding. It's a very beautiful stone. So this is a hype that has really a foundation, so to say. It's a very good stone to work with. Hematite for many people, because it has so much iron, and iron is also it's an old, very old protection charm, so to say, against negative energies. So this can also help. Just have a look what you like. Yeah, the most important things when working with stones is that you have a personal relationship to the stone you are having here right now, so to say. So there is much of theory, but in the end you could go into your garden or in a park or whatever, pick up a nice dark stone and say, you are my grounding stone. And if you have this connection, everything will be fine. You do not need to buy anything or things like that. So stones you find outside are also very lovely for grounding work, and it's like a little bit of shielding. Yeah, it's like here is my boundary, nothing against you, but here it is. It's like a garden fence that you put around your inner soul garden, so to say. And this is very healthy and very good, and it helps you keeping your chalices, your cups together, to keep your joy. Yeah, do not let everything in unfiltered, so to say. Have a good look at your joy and keep it safe, so to say. Yes, our third card is full of energy. We already had him, I don't know in which reading, but it cannot be so long ago. The King of Wands, and this is double energy, double fire energy, because the kings are always the element of fire, and the wands are also the element of fire. So this is really getting things done. Yeah, it is about passion, it is about creativity, it is about doing things and imagining things. The element of fire is also about our inner spark. It is about the light and the warmth in us. And of course, as I always say, we have like an invisible scale, so to say. And on one side, it could be a person that is super macho, that is super possessive, and really the element of fire exaggerated. Yeah, like someone who is always needs to be in the middle of things and always needs to put their opinion on other people, and always needs to, yes, everyone has to think the same, and it's like a very negative force in your life, so to say, such a person, a super boss person, so to say, but not the good version of a boss. And on the other hand, it could be someone who is really warm-hearted, someone who is gives you comfort. These are persons that come into a room and you immediately feel comforted, and you feel this warmth, and you feel like a coziness or something like that. Some people really, they come in a room and everyone lightens up. So this is this type of person. Of course, it is a male person. Yes, it can be yourself when you are a man, or it can be your inner man if you are a woman. So this is like the yang energy. It is like getting things done, so to say. And also, when it's not a real person, of course, the cards have no, I say always, name tags, so to say. You cannot say, okay, this is a person, this is an energy. This is difficult, especially in a weak reading where it's really for everyone. Yeah, it is not a targeted reading, so to say. But it's obviously a male energy, driving energy, yang energy, if you want to say, with yin and yang, so to say. Yes, there is much creativity behind it, and there is much driving force, and it's really about doing it. Yeah, the queens are a little bit more about feeling and about building foundations, so to say. And the knights are about energy itself, about movement, and the little boys, or page, how you say, the small ones. The youngest, we say page in German. So the youngest ones are about the initial spark, but they are with this useful energy, but it's also not very grounded. So when you come to the king, it is really about, yes, I do it. I am sitting on my throne. I'm like reigning it. I'm the boss, and I get it done, and it will happen as I want it, so to say. But this does not have to be unfriendly in any way, yeah? Because when you are in the positive region, so to say, on the scale, or even in the middle region of the scale, this has a lot to do with your inner spark, with your own inner divinity also, with your link to the big life, to the universe, however you want to call it. You are the little spark in this big sea of sparks, so to say. And this card very often also means inspiration, that you get good hints from destiny in this week, that you are inspired to do things and also to get them done. As I have said it, the king is very active, is very much about doing and approaching things and really facing them. And if you have projects, maybe for Christmas or for anything that might be important right now, then have them in mind this week. It is a very good week to get jobs finished, so to say. So when we put these cards together, we have more positive than negative, and the negative one is also just more like a homework card. To say it with the words of the Buddhist writer Pema Chodron, It is about letting go. It is about reflecting the Shenpa, the things, the hooks you always bite, the buttons that are so easily pushed, and especially the things, as my little story has illustrated, where you think, I cannot do it in a different way. Yeah, but you can. There are so many possibilities, and the lovely effect of having a different perception about things is when you have done it once, when you once have changed something, it becomes much more easier to apply this also onto different swords that are sticking into you, so to say. Yeah, so really have a look, really try it out. It can be small things, that does not matter, as long as you have a little try and you do it. And yes, it needs a little bit development, but it's really worth to try. So the Nine of Cups, of Chalices, is about everything I have said last week, but it's also about, yes, shielding your emotions, shielding your emotional field, like a fence around your inner soul garden. It does not mean to be unfriendly. Sometimes you are maybe unfriendly. Sometimes it's difficult to have healthy boundaries, and if you are starting to establish them, you do not know how to do this proper first. So sometimes people will think bad about you because you did something not so nice, or you were just inexperienced how to do it, and you trampled on their toes, as we say in German. So yes, this might happen, but it's always a learning process. It's always a learning process. And sometimes we are good and sometimes it's not so good, but it's really worth to try. Yeah. And this is about contentment. It is about being in your middle. It is about also being grounded, but also about shielding your energy and really having a look at what is mine and what is from different persons, their opinions, maybe their ways of approaching life, but I do not have to imitate that in any way. I stick to myself, so to say, in a good way. It's not bad, it's not anything harsh or something like that. It's just, yes, I'm standing true to myself, and I have a look at what is really mine and what is yours, so to say. Yes, and here we have our last card, the very energetic and inspired King of Wands. A lovely card for getting things done, for having inspiration, for really living the fire. Yeah, really living your inner fire, your inner spark, your inspiration, however small, however big, this does not matter. But if you feel this spark, this feeling, you will immediately know it. Yeah, it cannot be made up, but it can also not be missed, because you feel the spark and you feel the inspiration and you want to go on, and it's a wonderful feeling. No matter if it's a big project or it's a small project, go on. This week is a week of fire, so to say. Besides the other two influences, but this is really also a major influence for this week, a week of fire in its best sense. So go for it. Yeah, and these were the cards for this week. We will see each other next week again.